Okay. Going to edit videos. Shocking. I know. Shocking. I received this recently. The AC adapter for the Z30. Nikon Z30. I asked this company to send it to me. They sent it to me, so that's one benefit of having some level of success. All right. And I did record something for it already, but I have to edit it. So obviously the time spent editing is worth more than the thing, regardless of if they wanted to send it to me originally or I asked for it type of thing. But that should be nice. Saved, in my case, it saved me a little bit of cash, so definitely helpful. Pull my streaming music. One of these days, I'll figure out more streaming music. I pull up the wrong list. I don't know, it's for some reason it's just kind of low. It's at 32. And so I recorded this as usual, just in this area. It's easy. But I had considered trying to get a little bit of B-roll, but we'll see. It wouldn't happen now. I'd have to do it later. Inside the Z30, it's locked into place with the yellow tab, and then you can route the cable. Increase the volume on here for the moment out so that there is an opening on the bottom. Once you do that, you should be set up to put in the DC coupler. You can see the DC coupler in. So yeah, it's pretty nice, easy way to keep your camera powered. So these thingamajigs. So now I'm just going through the here and pulling out relevant stuff that I talked about, removing messed up portions. Put in the DC coupler, make sure it's locked into place. The back of the camera, you have to coupler in. I want to move this around a little bit. Put in the DC coupler, make sure it's locked into place. It's going to pop out the back. You can push the cable into the. I almost already dropped my camera. But I think it's all good. Push the cable into the DC coupler a little bit so it goes at the right angle. Once it's in there, it's very easy to use. You got your port open, and you have your port open in the battery door. Fits in without any issue. Comes out of the camera. So I've rehashed that a few times. Tried to get footage of it. A6000 is good as a webcam, but it's also picky sometimes. And there's no touchscreen facing me, so I can't do much with it. Have the DC coupler in the camera. It's nice that it is detachable from the rest of the AC adapter kit. So you don't have to necessarily take out the DC coupler when you're doing certain things. Here we've got the AC adapter itself. Here is the AC adapter with the kit. One side goes to the DC coupler. Here is the AC adapter with the kit. One side goes to the DC coupler, and the other end is where you plug in actual cable to the wall. Here is the AC adapter with the kit. One side goes to the DC coupler, and the other end is where you plug in actual cable to the wall. So you got your cable here. It's pretty good B-roll. I don't think I mentioned this. Yeah, I didn't stream like a normal stream. I did the D&D thing yesterday after the first little stream thing. In between those two, I went to Taco Bell, and it was a weird time. There was this dude that was he was sitting in the middle, like a most prominent spot in the flippin' restaurant, to be as obnoxious as possible. And then he's talking the entire time, loudly. He was doing some type of thing with his phone. I don't know if he was streaming or on that Omegle thing, where you can, what is it called? The chat roulette. I don't know. He was doing something because it seemed like he was talking to a bunch of people. I think my guess would be he was on Kick or something, or Rumble. Specifications on the. Although he was like commenting on women and stuff, like suggestively. And then he was also commenting on other people too. So I kind of feel like he might have been somehow dual wielding Omegle thing and then streaming at the same time. Specification. Because then he was talking also about like giving away a gift card or something. Or not gift card, but like, what's that? Cash App or something. It was super obnoxious. And then I think he might have been taking photos of people in the restaurant. I wasn't sure because I saw a flash once. But I don't know if it was him or someone else taking a photo of him. Specifications on the AC adapter. And then also he was like a old white guy. And clearly right wing. So he was saying some crazy stuff related to that too. And this guy came in that had a blue line like sweatshirt, but it was related. I don't think it was specifically blue line thing. It was like blue something. It was related to a union or something. I'm not totally sure. Like a workers thing. And they were chatting and it was saying like, oh yeah, these people attack me or something. Maybe because you're a jerk and maybe because you're flipping obnoxious. You ever think that maybe that was the reason? Because you said mean things? You like said something bad to a person and he's surprised that they retaliated. You can. So that was fun. Yeah, I didn't stay there longer than I had to eat my food because it was obnoxious. Today was nice though, for the most part. To a place called Culver's. It's mostly Wisconsin and Illinois, but they do have other locations now. They have Arizona has a few, I'm sure, because I was down there at one point. It's in Florida as well. Probably a few other states. You can see about how long the one end is. Not too bad. Besides that, nothing too exciting I can think of. All I do lately is just flip and edit videos with the hope that I'll get somewhere with it at some point. It's unrealistic, but I don't know how to quit. Let's see. That's decent footage there. It's very short. I wish I had a chair that had like a neck brace or whatever. That'd be nice. Doesn't really stay up. It does go up, but for whatever reason, it's not locking into place. I don't know if that's really any better, but yeah. And you can see the A6000 is struggling a bit. Pull up my stream notes. See if I have anything interesting. YouTube. I saw a video today earlier. Alright, my YouTube channel that's mostly photography, videography stuff, which is where this is going once it's done. At least one of the places. I switched up all the subscriptions on that YouTube channel to photo video. At a point, I was just had random subscriptions to whatever I was interested in, but this makes more sense, and they're public, so people can see what that channel is subscribed to. And anyways, I watched one of the people today. Well, a few of them, but one specifically I did comment on related to different sensor formats and systems. And he was saying, I mean, I guess I could mention his channel. He's one of the crazier, unique people. Camera conspiracies. And some of his stuff is kind of comedy, but also he's trying to be serious in some ways. And his Johnson, what? It's an ad. It was this video. Full frame and micro four thirds. He thinks that they have an advantage over APS-C, and he was giving his reasons and stuff. This is the comment that I made. APS-C does seem like an afterthought, which I agree with. That's why I said it. Anyways. Although I think price to what you get tends to be better in APS-C compared to full frame and micro four thirds. I mentioned the A6000, this thing, as a webcam. So this is the A6000. I think I have auto ISO on, but the aperture and the shutter speed are fixed. And I'm using the kit lens, which is not a great lens, but it works. So if I wanted a blurrier background, I could get a better lens. Well, better as in that the maximum aperture would be larger. But not many lenses do this with the motor-based zoom. It's kind of cool. Not that it matters, but I don't know, it works. For the most part, it would be nice to have a screen that flips forward so I could see constantly what's on the camera itself besides the preview on OBS. But yeah, it's okay. And I mentioned this camera. I don't know if that's on screen. Yeah, the Z30 used. And then I mentioned the AC adapter, which I'm doing the video on right now. The company sent me. And a GoPro. So for vlogging type stuff, I use a GoPro for the most part. It's pretty convenient. Z5 for photos. Anyways, that's in my opinion, APS-C I think is still relevant and useful depending, and you seem to get better value out of it a lot of the time. Although that's not true with Fujifilm. Their stuff, in my opinion, is overpriced. Specifications on the AC. But the Micro Four Thirds stuff is also overpriced, in my opinion. That's even a smaller format than APS-C. APS-C, it's called crop factors. You have a full frame sensor. I don't know the exact millimeters. Let me check. .36 by 24 millimeter. So anyways, that's the crop factor thing. So that's 1. And then APS-C is usually 1.52x. And then Micro Four Thirds is 2x. So it's smaller. To get the it's called field of view. To get the difference, you multiply your current lens's focal length by that crop factor. It's just what you see. It's not anything else besides that. For me, the main thing is UL certified. Doesn't show it on there. I'll keep that as B-roll, but I'm not going to use that talking portion. Shows it on the box, but not on here for some reason. ETL, unless that's it. I'm not sure. FC. Could pull up a example. Let's see if B&H fixed their website, because I was getting it in Spanish. Yeah, it's in English again. That's nice. Let's go to Millis. Then we can do these two. Let's sort by price. So the cheapest thing right now is the R100, which is APS-C. You have to consider the lenses too. This is also APS-C, M200, but this mount is discontinued now. And it's actually not available. So I don't know if you can even buy these. You can probably find it somewhere. Oh, wow. $600 for the, oh, it's just no lens. Why would they sell it in a kit with no lens? It's weird. But that's the same price. So you can either get a bag memory card and this crappy tripod for free, or get it without for the same price. It makes not much sense. There's also APS-C. But a lot of this is like Black Friday related. So as we get up to that point, here's the one that I bought, but I bought it used with a lens for basically what this is. And after tax in my case. So you'd have to tack on like $60 of tax for this. And so APS-C. Here's the first Micro Four Thirds camera. It does come with a lens. And a microphone. That microphone's worth like probably at least 60s, maybe up to $100. But the G7 I think is pretty old. Let me see when it came out. $2015. 8-year-old camera. Wow. And this specific one is going to be contrast-based autofocus. So with video situations, if you don't want to use manual focus, it's not going to be ideal. Most likely, I haven't used it, obviously, but I don't think it's going to be as consistent. So that's the cheapest thing, $700 for a smaller sensor, but it does come with a lens. This one, I would get this over that because I did. But let's see what else we have. Another APS-C 700 without a lens. It's not on sale, so keep scrolling here. 700 with the lens. This is more photo focused. Another one, but that's refurbished. Still, it's APS-C. Finally, another Micro Four Thirds EM10 Mark IV for 700. No lens. So I feel like this entire format's overpriced. I don't understand what they're trying to. I mean, this is a decent deal. If you don't, I mean, considering the age of the camera, like I said, it's 2015 that this came out. You can get two lenses, basically kit lenses. So if you multiply these numbers by 2 to get your field of view equivalent full frame. So a 28 millimeter is not very wide equivalent field of view, or angle of view is another term that people use. Angle of view. That might make more sense. Angle, I guess. But anyways, that's not a bad deal. It's just old. Although for $10, you can get APS-C larger format sensor compared to Micro Four Thirds, 2 lens kit. I would go with this instead of that. Well, actually, the R100 is very limited, so that might be a better option in some respects. Like the screen articulates, I think, but autofocus would be better in this camera, R100. But the screen on the R100 doesn't even have a touchscreen. It's just fixed in the back, which could be nice for some people that don't want to deal with a touchscreen, but it might feel a bit limited. There's another Micro Four Thirds 750, and this is again contrast-based autofocus. Panasonic really needs to update these cheaper ones, but they did finally start getting into phase detect sensors, so it's possible. It'll be a question of will they care enough to do it, and are they going to overprice it? Yeah, so I don't see much benefit there. And here's basically, this is going to be better from a specification standpoint. The larger sensor, autofocus is going to be really good. You get 4K 30 full sensor readout. The R100 doesn't do that. Viewfinder, This is a single lens kit for $750. That's probably one of the better options. It might not be as rugged as the Panasonic. Not that one, the G7, but I would go with the Canon just for the autofocus benefits and larger sensor. Although if there's specific lenses that you want, it's not a great option because Canon's been limiting RF mount lens options. Here's another Micro Four Thirds. Let's see how old this one is. I think it's pretty old too. GX85. This is 2016, so 1 year newer than the G7. This is probably a good video, but I still haven't edited the Nikon one. Yeah, maybe I'll come back to this later. Anyways, I went to an arcade. The one mall we still have around here has an arcade where Sears used to be, so it's pretty sizable. And they recently moved things around for the better, I think. It's 2 levels, so on the first level they've got a food thing, like a restaurant on one side. And then on the other side that takes up more space, they have arcade games. Outrun 4 thing cabinet. It's not really a cabinet, but it's a large 4 vehicle outrun machine, which is one of basically my favorite arcade game. And a bunch of other stuff down there. They had bowling. They have, I think, laser tag or something. I've never done it. Anyways, they have this restaurant thing, which is basically all open. It just has some railing and like fixed seating, but they cleared some of it out and moved all of the pinball machines to their own area, which I think is good because there's a pinball group here. I don't do anything with them, but I know of them. And I guess they somehow motivated it's called Tilted 10, I believe. They somehow motivated them to move all the cabinets to there, and then they're going to get more of them. And it's going to be pretty cool, I think. The one negative I've noticed today is that I've rarely, if ever, have seen any people eating at the restaurant. But of course, today when I went in the daytime, there were 2 people sitting in the most irritating spot, because if I were to use one of the machines next to them, they basically wouldn't be able to hear each other talking. And one of the ones that I like, it's this Black Knight pinball machine. Is, of course, it was close to them, so I didn't play it. But I did play Stranger Things one, which I also like. That's the Stranger Things pinball machine is the main one that I like. But I also like the Black Knight one. I'll pull it up. Black Knight Sword of Rage. So, of course, they were sitting in the most irritating spot to feel bad about using the cabinet as they're sitting there. I don't know what they were doing. They had a laptop and they had drinks. So I don't know what their goal was, but they're probably there for a long time. And they were there Usually I go there, play like a game, and then walk around a bit to get some exercise, and then go back. And they were there the entire time, so whatever. Anyways, this game's pretty cool. I wish they had the more impressive one. They have the Pro one, which doesn't have much stuff in it. Let me see if I can get a picture. Yeah, these pictures are not great. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Let's see if this shows the... So the premium one has a flapper thing up here. The regular one doesn't. So there's just like more stuff in it, which is cool. But they have the Pro one. Anyways, they're apparently getting more games, which should be interesting. How long the one end is, not too bad. Here's the cable from the DC coupler to the AC adapter. Here's the cable. Kind of procrastinating on this edit for some reason. Actual coupler
also has quite a bit of length to it. So in this case,
idea of how long it is. It's not the best footage. So when I'm looking at my screen when I'm doing stuff like that, because the camera's up a little high, so I'm looking down. I'll save some of this potentially, but probably not going to use it. Got everything attached, ready to go.
Very simple AC adapter, power cable, AC adapter, DC coupler. That's
very simple setup: power cable, AC adapter, DC coupler. Cable, AC adapter,
DC coupler.
Very simple
setup: power cable, AC adapter, DC coupler with the connection point between the two. That's it. So you're ready to go at this point.
So you're ready to go. This is probably where I almost dropped it. Maybe over here. Actually, no, it's probably way back here. I think this is... It's probably this. Like, whoops. Basically set off the table. And the AC adapter thing saved it. Get the video rig here. So I'm going to attach, in my case, I'm going to, a DC coupler AC adapter setup is this. Using a DC coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this.
So just ready to go. I can put this into my video rig now and use it as I want.
You can see it's recording as it
should. It's as simple as that with a setup like this. I can put this into my video.
See, the camera is working just fine. Yeah, this is all rehash. The power is going to the AC adapter itself. AC adapter plugged into the camera.
You can see power is going to the AC adapter itself.
You can see the cable coming out of the camera. Power is on. We've got power. You can see the cable turns on. We've got power. We're good to go. Let's turn on the camera. See the cable
coming out of the camera. Power is on.
You think? Camera into focusing mode. You can see the camera is working just fine. It's as simple as that.
With this setup, now I can put this into my video rig. You can see it's recording as it should. It's as simple as that with the setup like this.
It's not bad. With this setup, it's as simple as that with this setup. Very simple. Adapter plugged into the camera. So you have a good amount of length on the cable. The DC coupler does not
interfere with the DC coupler does not interfere with
the DC coupler
does not interfere with the memory cards. They're all good there.
If for whatever reason you want to detach these, very easy process. For whatever reason, on the cable itself, so you can easily.
The cable tie then stays on the cable itself, so you can easily loop it up and store it away as needed.
It's good to go. Very simple setup.
Power cable, AC adapter, DC.
Yeah, just trying to get a thumbnail. A little blurry. That's better. Still a little blurry. Let's see what else we got. Kind of works. Can't really tell what camera that is. It's kind of obnoxious. I should switch this to a black one. I have a black one, but it's good, and I don't know if I want to put it here. And it has a really long cord compared to this one. Maybe it would make sense because it's visible back here too. Oops. Yeah, maybe I should switch those out. Could always get another one. In my case, I'm going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. Just set it up and make sure the cables have enough slack in them when they need to have slack. But besides that, that's it. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30 on. So I probably did this a few times here. Let me check the last one. Having a battery in the
Camera all the time didn't seem like an ideal setup. Using the DC coupler AC adapter setup is what I've used in the past. It's worked well.
So it's set up twice. It's consistent.
In this case, with the video rig, just want it to work when it needs to work, not have it to mess with batteries or USB power solutions, trying to find the right power solution that keeps the battery running for as long as possible. In this case, it's just going to work. Yeah. So look at the F1TP.
Yeah, it's not great. Let's look at the F1TP
EP5G. Let's look at this F1TP EP5G.
Keep in mind the F1TP did send me this AC adapter at my request to make the video on. Keep in mind that F1TP
did send me this AC adapter at my request to make the video on. Scout Trophy Bonsai, thanks.
Yeah, that's decent. This is thumbnail stuff. This F1TP EP5G
AC adapter kit for the Nikon Z30. Scout Trophy Bonsai, thanks.
That was look at this
F1TP EP5G.
That was look at this F1TP
EP5.
I don't think I need that. Doing some type of
USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, I just want it to be ready to go. So I wanted.
It's decent. Having a battery in the camera all the time
Didn't seem like an ideal setup. Using the DC coupler AC adapter setup is what I've used in the past. It's worked well. It's consistent. In this case, with the video rig, just want it to work when it needs to work, not have it to.
Just want it to work when it needs to work, not have it to mess with batteries or USB power solutions, trying to find the right. So in this case, I much
prefer using a DC coupler AC adapter setup with a video rig like a. Having a battery.
Easy. I prefer this over messing around with. Using
a DC coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this. So just ready to go. I can put this into my video rig now and use it as I want. In my case, I'm going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. Just set it up and make sure the cables have enough slack in them when they need to have slack. But besides that, that's it. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30 on this rig.
And that basically covers it. Doing some type
of USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, I just want it to be ready to go.
In my case, I'm going to
attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. Just set it up and make sure the cables have enough slack in them when they need to have slack. But besides that, that's it. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready.
That's it. It's just going to work. Just set it up and make sure the cables have enough legs of the tripod. In my case, I'm going to
attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30 on this rig.
In my case, I'm going to attach the AC. This one's pretty decent. Using a DC coupler
AC adapter setup is as simple as this. So just ready to go. I can put this into my video rig now and use it as I want.
In my case, I'm
going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30.
So just ready to go.
I can put this into my video rig now and use it as I want.
No, you can't use it as you want. Doing some type of
USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, I just want it to be ready to go.
You take this, put it over here. So just ready to go. I can put this into my video rig now. Maybe delete this. Incremental save. Using a DC
coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this. Doing some type of USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, I just want it to be ready to go. In my case, we're going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30.
all the time doesn't seem
Seem ideal. In my case, I just want it to be ready to go.
using a DC
Coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this. Doing some type of USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't
Probably don't need that. Coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this. Doing some type of
USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, we're going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30 on this rig.
That's okay-ish. Doing some type
Of USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, we're going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30 on this rig.
Yeah, that's not bad. Battery in the camera all the time.
Didn't seem like an ideal setup. Using the DC coupler AC adapter setup is what I've used in the past. It's worked well. It's consistent. In this case, with the video rig, just want it to work when it needs to work, not have it to mess with batteries.
This is what happens when you just wing it and you don't do a script or anything. Or USB power.
Power solutions, trying to find the right power solution that keeps the battery running for as long as possible. In this case, it's just going to work.
Mental flow. Keep in mind that F1TP did send me this AC adapter. Keep in mind that F1TP did send me this. That might work. I can put this into my video. Good. It's as simple as that with the setup like this. Using a DC coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this. The DC coupler
Does not interfere with the memory card, so we're all good there.
and the DC coupler in the camera. Nice that it is.
Detachable from the rest of the AC adapter kit.
And the DC coupler in the camera. Nice that it is detached. So you don't have to necessarily
Really take out the DC coupler when you're doing certain things.
Here we've got the AC adapter itself. specifications on the AC adapter. Trying to get something, I'm cleaning it up enough that I can move it all together and just figure out what's good, what's bad, what needs to go. This is all potential B-roll stuff that I can use to cover edits. And like I said, it would be nice if I put in the effort to set this up and take some video footage of it over in a different area. So I do these hands-on videos. I haven't done any lately, but basically I have this rig on the side here with the camera in it, the Ninja 5 recorder. This is a microphone. And the AC adapter would be attached to one of the legs down there, which is for the camera. There's also an AC adapter that's already attached, which I should secure a little bit more with more tape. And the microphone has USB power now. This is one of the things that it's pretty heavy. This there's a AA battery to USB thing where it basically replaces a battery and then you can power it with 5-volt. And I have one of those, this red and black cable, which connects to a USB cable here, and then the power strip I have down here has 2 USB ports on it, and those are fine for that. It doesn't use a lot of power, so that's a nice little benefit, because this Ninja 5 needs a powered microphone externally, but it also pulls the microphone from the camera through HDMI, assuming whatever camera you use pushes audio through the camera. I would assume this one does. I haven't tried it, but yeah, I would assume it does. Yeah, right here is where I had the B-roll. Turn off that. So you could see it jumps to the same footage basically. It's just jerky. It pops. So I have this close up I can use without any issue. And the DC coupler in the camera, nice that it is detachable from the rest of the AC adapter kit. So you don't have to necessarily take out the DC coupler. And here, oh, I could zoom in. So you don't have to necessarily take out the DC coupler when you're doing certain things. Here is the AC adapter, the kit. One side goes to the DC coupler, and the other end is where you plug in actual cable. When you're doing certain things. Here is the AC adapter with the kit. One side goes to the DC coupler, and the other end is where you plug in actual cable to the. So in some situations, I can just punch in here. This is recorded in 1080p through OBS on the computer with the A6000, so not ideal. It'd be cool if I could do it in 4K on the computer, so it's just higher quality. but I would have to change the camera. Which technically I should do some testing with this in this position to see how it works as a webcam. Mostly through HDMI. It does USB webcam, the Z30 from Nikon, but it seems a little limited in quality and such. However, my capture device is 1080p, so I'd have to update that too. Now, the capture device I'm using is another thing that a company sent me called AV Matrix. It's nice. It's worked very consistently, but I could potentially contact them and ask them if they have a 4K one. But at the moment, the only 4K camera I have now is this Z30. I mean, that does full sensor 4K. Technically, the Z5 does 4K, but it's a heavy crop on it. So it's probably similar to an APS-C in that mode, and I would assume there's a ton of... So I actually have two of them. I got this one and this one. I'm not sure what the difference is here. 2218, 1218. Guessing this is one port. So input 4K. Okay, this is a dual and a single. And so HDMI in, loop out, HDMI out. I don't know what. So the capture card has a 4K HDMI loop out that transmits 4K HDMI video to an additional 4K display directly. It allows users to output two screens simultaneously for monitoring and live streaming. Yeah, but how is that different than the HDMI out? Oh, it's just to have two of them? I don't know why you'd want... Yeah, I'm not sure why you'd want two of the same thing. Okay, this is... Capture format is not 4K. So, I don't know why they're calling it 4K. I wonder if this is the one that I have. I don't know. Let's see if this dual one does 4K. Why are they calling it 4K if it doesn't do 4K? Input and loop? Because it does out. You can take 4K input and loop output at 4K, but you can't record at 4K. Yeah, that's not going to do what I want. Video encoder. Let's see what this is. Yeah, this is the one that does direct. Basically, it'll take a video input and stream it automatically without needing a computer between it and the service. So I can see some uses for this, but I don't know. If you wanted to avoid having streaming stuff on your computer and you didn't have two computers to do streaming, this could potentially be an option, but it would be most likely pretty limited in what type of stuff you could do with it. So with OBS, you have anything basically, but it's running on your computer. There might be other cool stuff you could do with it. Although it's only going to work as long as it stays relevant and functional with these services. Most likely. Yeah, so it looks like they don't have an actual 4K. Let me look again. Probably one of the PCIe ones, which I can't utilize really. Oops, that's not what I want. Let's go here. So there's a 4K. Yeah, so this one actually can capture at 4K 60. But my computer needs enhance for that. It's a shorter. That might work. PCIe Gen 2. That seems like one of the older ones. It could work, maybe. I wouldn't assume 4K needs that much bandwidth. Yeah, it's a Gen 2 by 4. That actually might work. So I'm pretty sure I have a open slot that is shorter. I don't think it's a full length one by 16, so Gen 2 by 4 is probably what it is. I guess I could send him an email, maybe. Because that would be nice if I could. I need another one of these, probably. One of these cameras and lenses, and then I would have to maybe sell the A6000. And then I would need another AC adapter too. But then it would be nice to have 4K this setup because I use it so much just to record stuff these days. "24 hours non-stop work. Thick, gold-plated PCIe. Wow." Or actually, maybe it's a full length that mine has, which I think would work fine in a shorter one. I mean, a shorter one should work fine in a full length. So this one is, what's the number on it? Their cards are not cheap. This is the VC12 4K. $279. So it does output as well. So if you're doing like a PS4 or something, or a Xbox, you could put that into the computer and then output to a screen so you can play it on an actual screen instead of trying to play through the OBS. So they'd probably be good for latency and such, assuming this has good latency pass through. Yeah. All right, let's try to actually finish this thing. The Nikon Z30, you can
Power this camera multiple ways using the USB power, but you always need a battery in the camera. That's not ideal. In my case, I would prefer just to use a DC coupler with an AC adapter. So I contacted F1TP. They have sent me adapters in the past. They work fine. I'm actually using one right now with the Sony a6000. Use it for hours and hours and hours doing live stream.
I need B-roll of that. Actually, there we go. I can quickly get a little bit of B-roll of the setup here. Yeah, that's fine. Let me change my settings. It's an auto ISO 4000. Let's see, make sure that stabilization is on. Yeah. It's at 4K. I don't know if I need 4K for this one. Let's do 1080p. 60. Oops. Okay. There we go. It's probably good. All right. Got a little clip. Make sure this is the right clip here. Yep. That looks pretty good. Dang. Dang. This is just 1080p. I want to have my hand in there and touching that cable because that's what I'm referencing. Dang, bro. Looks pretty good. The file wasn't gigantic, although it's only, let's see, 12 to a few seconds. Let's see if that's enough. I'm actually using one right now with the Sony A. And then when I upload this to YouTube, I have a video. I'm pretty sure I have a video on that specific AC adapter for the A6000. So I can add a card for that one. Right. Cooperate. Sony A6000. Use it for hours and hours and hours doing live streams. It's worked just fine. So in that case, they sent me F1TP EP5G AC adapter kit for the Nikon Z30. Let's take a look at it. UL listed, which is 5G AC adapter kit for the Nikon Z30. Let's take a look at it. UL listed, which is pretty. Whoopsers. There we go. Let's take a look at it. UL listed, which is pretty important in the United States. It's on the box, but it's not on the adapter, so I don't know. Their stuff works. I'm not concerned about it, really. But I could potentially just delete that. Which is pretty important in the United States. Obviously, not much to it. Yeah, I'll just get rid of that. Whoa. Oh, it's separate. That's why. Well, notice my local Meyer has been selling Itoen for 99 cents again. A look at it. Obviously, not much to it. Picked up a few of them. But I also ordered, before I knew they were selling them cheap, I picked up a large case online of Tease Tea, which is basically Itoen but American branding. And that one's Jasmine, so it is different. Coupler, AC adapter, and power cable. And so I'll do a video on the Tease Tea once I get it. See how the actual bottles survive shipping, because when I ordered the organic Itoen, they were kind of smashed up a little bit, which was not ideal, but we'll see. Look at it. Obviously not much
To it, you're going to have the DC coupler, AC adapter, and power cable. Power cable, nice link to it. They have these nice little strips here for keeping it tidy. Here's a DC coupler. On one side, you've got what goes into the battery compartment. On the back, you can orientate the cable as needed, in this case. With the Z30, there is a hole in the back of the battery door.
Hopefully I didn't mess it up with dropping the camera, but a lot of the strain was probably on the battery door. So the hole on the bottom, the cable was coming through that hole in the back. So when it dropped down, I would assume the tension was mostly there, but it seems fine for the moment. Bit of an oopsie. With the Z30, there is a hole in the back of goes into the battery compartment on the back. Coupler on one side, you've got what goes into the battery. Here we can zoom in. So this is the situation where having 4K would be nice. Because if I output at 1080p, I'm basically going below that. Vegas is decent at interpolating, but it would be nice if I could go for full 4K recording here. Just not the cheapest or easiest at this point. Tidy. Here's a DC coupler. On one side, you've got what goes. Okay, that didn't really help too much. What I could do here is just delete this and then extend. On one side, you've got what goes. Actually, my mouth is visible in it, so it's not good. DC coupler. On one side, you've got what goes. I could just leave it. Certainly possible. Tidy. Here's a DC coupler. On one side, you've got what goes into the battery compartment. On the back, you can orientate the. Oh, I also noticed at my local mall when I was there today, the Spirit Halloween is already gone. I thought last year that it took them a while to close, but this time they're flipping jumped out of there. So it's only been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 days. Yeah, so that was quick. Compartment on the back, you can orientate the cable as needed. In this case, with the Z30, there is a hole in the back of the battery door for this adapter. Obviously, this needs to be. I like to have some B-roll there. Let's start from the beginning again. The Nikon Z30,
you can power this camera multiple ways using the USB power, but you always need a battery in the camera. That's not ideal. In my case, I would prefer just to use a DC coupler with an AC adapter. So I contacted F1TP. They have sent me adapters in the past. They work fine. I'm actually using one right now with the Sony a6000. Use it for hours and hours and hours.
It'd be ideal if I could extend this. No, that's the end of the clip. So using one right now with the Sony a6000, use it for hours and hours and hours doing live streams. It's worked just fine. So in that case, okay, that's good. Oh, this is at 60 frames a second too. Just fine. So in that case, they sent me F1TP EP
5G AC adapter kit for the Nikon Z30. Let's take a look at it. Obviously not much to it. You're going to have the DC coupler, AC adapter, and power cable. Power cable, nice link to it. They have these nice little strips here for keeping it tidy. Here's a DC coupler.
And power cable. Power cable, nice link to it. They have these nice little strips. Little strip. Little strip. Little strip. Little strip. Strips here. Strips here. Strips. Don't want to say nice. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh, this jumps. Interesting. Stick this over here. To it, strips here for keeping it tidy. Here's a DC coupler. On one side, you've got what goes link to it. Strips here for keeping it tidy. Here's a DC coupler. On one side, you've got what goes into the battery compartment. On the
back, you can orientate the cable as needed. In this case, with the Z30, there is a hole in the back of the battery door for this adapter. Obviously, this needs to be the same shape and size as...
It's not quite. Probably don't need this. With the Z30, there is orientate the cable as needed in this case. Potentially delete that.
This needs to be the same shape and size as a battery. On the camera battery door, there is a gasket towards the back of the camera.
Yeah, I set it on the back. You can orientate. Delete. You can
orientate the cable as needed. Obviously, this needs to be the same shape and size as a battery. On the camera battery door, there is a gasket towards the back of the camera. You have to pull out so that there is an opening on the bottom. Once you do that, you should be set up to put in the DC coupler. You can see the DC coupler inside the Z30. It's locked into place with the yellow tab, and then you can route the cable. Once it's in there, it's very easy to use. You have your port open in the battery door. Fits in without any issue.
You have your port open in the battery door. Fits in without any issue. And the DC, once it's in there, it's very easy to use. Just delete that. It's locked into place with the yellow tab.
And then you can route the cable. You have your port open in the battery door. Fits in without any issue. And the DC coupler in the camera. Nice that it is detachable from the rest of the AC adapter kit. You don't have to necessarily take out the DC coupler when you're doing certain things.
And the DC coupler in the camera without any issue. Don't really need that. Don't necessarily need that. Whoops. It's in without any issue.
Nice that it is detachable from the rest of the AC adapter kits. You don't have to necessarily take out the DC coupler when you're doing certain things. Here is the AC adapter.
You don't have to necessarily take out the rest of the AC adapter kit. The DC coupler.
When you're doing certain things. Here is the AC adapter, the kit.
The rest of the... So I could get rid of this. The DC coupler. Don't necessarily need that. So a lot of the time I just rehash things when I'm winging it, and any issue. Nice that it
is detachable from the rest of the AC adapter kits. Here is the AC adapter, the kit. One side goes
to
the DC coupler, and the other end is where you plug in actual cable to the wall. You can see about how long the one end is. Not too bad. Here's the cable from the DC coupler to the AC adapter. Get an idea of how long it is.
And the other
end is where you plug in actual cable to the wall. Here's the cable from the DC coupler to the AC adapter. Get an idea of how long it is.
Is the AC adapter with the kit. One side goes to the DC coupler, and the other end is where you is the AC adapter. It's like Captain Obvious. AC adapter. Here's the cable from the DC coupler to the AC adapter. I could just get rid of that. Let me make sure. Fits in without any issue. Nice that it is detachable from the rest of the AC adapter kit. Here's the cable from the DC coupler to the AC adapter. Get an idea of how long it is. Very simple setup. Power cable, AC adapter, DC coupler. Yeah, I don't really need to show that either. I could leave this pause in there. Very simple setup. Power cable, AC, and delete this. Ungroup. Pull this back. Save. Without any issue.
Nice that it is detachable from the rest of the AC adapter kit. Very simple setup: power cable, AC adapter, DC coupler with the connection point between the two. That's it. So you're ready to go. And if you want to use these on here, it's simple as well.
Comes with two strips. In this case, for example, I can attach this here. For example, I can attach this very easily. I don't know if I need to bother showing this. To use these on here, it's simple as well. No. So you're ready to go. The cable tie then stays on the cable itself, so you can easily loop it up. Very easy. Store it away as needed. You're ready to go. The DC coupler does not interfere with the memory card, so we're all good there. AC adapter plugged into the camera. You can see power is going to the AC adapter itself. Turns on. We've got power with this setup. Now I can put this into my video rig. You can see it's recording as it should. It's as simple as that with the setup like this. As simple as that. Turns on. AC adapter plugged into the camera. You can see power is going to the AC adapter itself. Turns on. We've got power with this setup. We've got power. Cool. The power is
going to the AC adapter itself. With this setup, now I can put this into my video rig. You can see it's recording as it should. Using a DC coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this.
Delete the adapter itself. With this setup, now I can put
this into my video rig. Using a DC coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as...
Okay, that's kind of duplication again. You can see it's recording as it should. Using a DC coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this. I can zoom in here. Zoom, zoom. Itself. You can see it's recording as it should. Using a DC coupler
AC adapter setup is as simple as this. Doing some type of USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera.
Keep saying setup. To go. The DC
coupler does not interfere with the memory card, so we're all good there. AC adapter plugged into the camera. You can see power is going to the AC adapter itself. You can see it's recording as it should. Using a DC coupler AC adapter setup is as simple as this. Doing some type of USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, we're going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30 on this rig. Keep in mind that F1TP did send me
as it should. It's as simple as that. I can take this, put it over here, delete that, put this over here, incremental save. The power is
going to the AC adapter itself. You can see it's recording as it should. Doing some type of USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, we're going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30 on this rig. Keep in mind that F1TP did send me this AC adapter at my request to make the video on. Scott Trophy Bonsai, thanks.
Okay, so I would like B-roll of it doing the thing here, but I'll have to probably do it off stream. And all this back here is potential B-roll to add as needed. Get rid of that. This is potential thumbnail. I'm still happy. Not paste. No, it did not. Weird. I thought I clicked it. It looks sad there. Let's not do that one. Switch to this for a second. File save as. Oh. What? Do I have two of them? Maybe I already tried to do a thumbnail. F1? Yeah, that's the right. Okay, maybe I have another one. Could potentially pull another from this area because it doesn't show my face specifically. And it makes this the center of the attention. That's that cat face. Let me see what this looks like. What's that cat that has a knife to him? That meme photo? Let me look it up. Knife cat. Very creative name. Kind of slightly similar. Okay, that's not great. Yeah, not quite. A little different. I'll save this in case I want to use it. Eyebrows up. That one's debatable. Like, oh, hey you. Maybe. That one's alright. Save it. White hair. It's gonna be a short one. Not even 2 minutes. Would be nice to have more interest in this area because usually that's what gets people interested to watch it. And somehow making it more concise. I'll have to think of maybe if I get more B-roll or something. I don't know. What time is it? Oops. I gotta edit that Nikon video too. That is a lot of edit. I should try to get that script working that automatically crossfades. So I was close. Just have to tweak it. Boom. Strips here for keeping it tight. Yeah, let me see if there's a better something that's a little bit more in focus. Okay, that. delete. This is not going to show up anyways. Let's get rid of this. Put this down here. Cool. Get rid of this. Subarashi. Whoops. Oh, I can talk about the D&D session. It's fun. Yeah, we'll do that once I use the restroom, and I'll do golfing, golf with your friends editor for a little bit. Incremental save, and then I'll talk about it. Okay, there's a lot of empty space. Connection point between the two. That's it. So you're ready to go. The DC between the two. So you're ready to go. That's it. So you're ready to go. I think if I could do something with this eventually. They're all good there. AC adapter plugged into the camera. You can see power is going to the AC adapter itself. You can see it's recording as it should. Doing some type of USB power solution with this setup, having to have the battery in the camera all the time doesn't seem ideal. In my case, I'm going to attach the AC adapter to one of the legs of the tripod. It's just going to work, sit there, be ready for action when I need to use the Z30 on this rig. Yeah, so I'll do that at some point today, probably. Because I would like to finish this. Just have to set up the thing and attach the AC adapter to the tripod so it's not going to move around and stuff. Getting there. Then maybe think of something up here to add a little bit of interest, and then I can also clip out some of this empty space more effectively. So I think I'm done with that for the moment. And I copy this and then paste it into here. So I have a backup. So I do not like redoing stuff. It is always not fun. I paste it into here as well. There we go. Let's see if I have any videos I can play while I'm using the restroom. Not really. I'm gonna pull up the stream and then do stream within stream, the D&D thing, and I'll be back shortly once I do that. Let's see. Here, video producer. Gotta pay. Let's see. Novar. Actually, I downloaded it. Let me just play the. Go to VOD page.
You are to meet with your tour guide at the front entrance.
Okay, that's working.
As most of you are just walking down the main streets,
Uh,
making your way there, you can hear the hustle and bustle of several other students making their way across. It is actually kind of busy. I need, let's see here. As you're walking up to the front area, I need everybody to roll me a perception to see if you notice something.
All right.
so I have a passive of 19.
Perception.
Perception.
Oh, I don't have advantage and disadvantage on them.
I took that off for the moment.
I just
Damn.
threw some music up if anybody's interested.
Where's that? Where do I toggle?
Perception.
Is it playing?
How do we get rid of the? I think I'm rolling with advantage or something.
I'm just gonna take the first one it rolls on. So whatever's on the left side.
Good.
Where the hell?
So
They changed the advantage and disadvantage.
There was like a toggle, wasn't there somewhere? I can't
There
remember.
was. There used to be.
You have to set the toggle to on, or like set it to toggle. It's in the settings, the column all the way on the right, second one from the top.
Graphics.
I think he means in the character sheet.
Yes,
There's a little
in the
gear
character
icon.
sheet. Yeah, the gear icon. You want roll queries to say advantage toggle.
Roll.
so
It's in the right column up towards the top.
Oh. Yay! Thank you. Oh, there it is. Bless.
all right. So as Pete and Scott, you guys don't see this at all. The rest of you notice the sewer tops moving.
We see the what?
Okay.
The sewer tops being slid open.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Or rat
Eh,
people.
As quickly as some cover, like it looks like some individuals covered up, start running out of there and running up to the nearest walls and start tagging it. Some of them are tagging it saying, "Wake up. This is not freedom." And then SWFF underneath it. Renan. Oh.
Yeah.
So, if everyone's ready, follow me. We're going to register you first.
Oh boy.
All right. Over here's our first machine. All you got to do is. Actually, I'm going through that book right now.
Got it. Yeah. Too nice, because they did.
Elegant robes, a little bit of
That went a little more.
I don't know. These little tablets, they kind of remind me of like.
First push up.
I'm not here to play.
Team 6
to
is off
learn.
to a great start, it looks like.
I'm here to learn.
I go with them. No one's going. I just go. Salute, Lieutenant Dan, and I just go.
Are you going to go through it?
Yeah. Still in there?
To run and jump side to side.
Acrobatics.
Trying to get over there and grab his arm.
I would say that Renan's pretty indifferent. He's just like thinking that this is fun and not really paying much attention.
Oh, Lord. Why do I feel like this
Okay,
is-
9 and 21.
Okay, 9 for what? The athletics?
Athletics.
So you grab on and you swing and you're
Is there? Can I take an action
sure.
like running or something? I don't know what type of action that would be.
You start running towards the other side of the
I'm gonna try to go towards him. I think I need to have my voice a little higher volume for the next session, or just like adjust the two. So I have Discord for them, obviously, and then I have to adjust them in Discord, and then my thing is what it is. So I'd have to lower their volume a little bit. Yeah. Something maybe. All right. Hmm. Getting kind of hungry. I don't know if I should bother doing any more here. I was also thinking of doing that APS-C versus Micro Four Thirds pricing video, but I haven't even edited the Nikon video yet, so I should probably wait. Yeah, I think I'm done for now. I could always play that golf game, but it's just going to be time spent messing around instead of actually getting something done that can get me somewhere. So that's usually my thought. It's basically what I've been feeling with Dark Souls, playing that game. It's fun and a little frustrating, but it's hard to justify the time spent. So I don't think I want to play it too much anymore for the moment. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna head out. One of these days, I will make an in-screen